Hey everybody, it's the Stardock stream. I am here with Paul Boyer streaming GalCiv III today.
We're a little bit late. We've had technical difficulties, but with our streaming setup. But we're here to kind of give you a look at the new 1.3 patch and the Snathi DLC, even though we kind of talked about it a little bit last week. Mm-hmm. And I'll let you do your ask questions, blah, blah, blah.
When is that coming out officially?
I think that we are scheduled to release it Thursday, I believe, of next week.
That sounds about right, from what I recall.
Yeah. We made some few changes. We were actually hoping to get it out this week, but we made some changes. We've got the I wanted to make the campaign a little more fun. Mm-hmm. And then also,
they're so cute.
we made some AI changes to make the AI a little more. We wanted to sneak in once we realized how much they helped. So that is why we pushed it back a week. But yeah, we're pretty happy with it. We're just testing it. So next week should come out without any problems.
Awesome. Let's see. Hopefully it loads well. How are we doing, Twitch?
Yeah, are we being seen? Are we being heard?
That's what
heard seems to be the problem lately.
Yeah, no kidding. Our drop rate is going up. Can we fix that? We are working on it.
Okay. But are people seeing it?
No, they are not. They said they are seeing a dark circling void.
I think that's the premise of the next Star Wars movie.
It might be. I really need to play some more of this game. I'm still working on that. Oh, apparently they see us, which is kind of scary.
They see us? Do they hear us?
I don't know. Can you hear us okay? We see and hear you. That's excellent.
Woohoo! Let us do our thing then.
Yes.
We might be a little short today because we're starting so late, but we could probably fit in some questions. As always, if you put, what is it, at Stardock?
At Stardock in the tag, I will see you.
Yeah. So feel free to ask away. I'm going to just play a couple minutes of the Snathi campaign while we're waiting for questions to pile up. And see what happens. Do we have any questions yet? No. Yes. Okay, so.
Kind of. But keep going.
All right.
I'm trying to figure this one out.
Oh. Well, that's always fun. So this is the campaign. I talked about it a little bit last week. One of the things that was bugging me last week is the premise of this is that the Snathi have been imprisoned on this world for the last millennia or so, and you escape. And the reason you escape is because of this ship here. So there's a little bit like Crusade where you have one really good ship, but the difference is if this ship dies, you don't lose, but it sure makes it a lot harder if it does. So I'm going to go over there and salvage this ship. Meanwhile, I'm going to start building up my planet, which I already did. And
looks like a joyful place.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I get this message from the Terrans going, help, help, help. And I, of course, say, screw you. And they insult my creators. I get offended and tell them to die. And this is a little bit creative license on what they're actually saying. So now I'm going to go over and pick up this ship. They've all died because they're trapped in this energy field, and that's how I get the ship. Now, the trick to playing this campaign is to, and I guess I don't want to give away everything, but not a lot of people will see this. So the trick to surviving this campaign is get this ship immediately. And then
I appreciate that you told me
use it to wreak some damage and keep your weaker ships far away from the wardens until you have a moment to build up your fleets, because the wardens will wreck you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so essentially we wanted you to feel trapped in the beginning, and that's what that does. But if you're not careful, they will kill you. But you have everything you need to escape. And then it's very fulfilling when you have wiped out all the wardens. Then you go take out the Terrans, and by the time you have wiped out the wardens and moved a little ways into the campaign, you should have the technology and horsepower to play in a more traditional way. One of the things we do is instead, like the theme of the Snathi is that they're scavengers. So one of the things that we do is in the camp. Oh, yeah. See, they're kind of aggressive. Now,
oh my!
I am very careful to make sure that you won't die immediately. So these ships are all kind of weak, but you have to be careful. If you take off in other directions, the ships are not so weak. And I'm going to take all three of these. Like if I had flown this survey ship over there, it would be dead.
Bad news, right?
Yeah.
I may or may not have done something stupid like that
Yes.
on several occasions
So,
while learning this game.
well, that's the fun of the game. Okay, so once you've got this, you can start. The story will start unraveling where you have to go get these star bases. But because we have this scavenging theme, one of the things I did that was a little different, and this doesn't happen in the main game, but in the campaign, is as you take these warden bases out, you will. Now, you can't just rush to all four of them. You'll die. You have to let your ship repair. Mm-hmm. But if you take these guys out carefully, you will get research points for each of these warden star bases. Huh. And that's one way of kind of catapulting you up the tech tree in a hurry.
Okay.
Like I could go into orbital manufacturing, boom, and let's see, orbital. Oh, logistics is super important in this because I need the ships, and then I could actually go all the way to zero, or most of the way to zero gravity production, bang, just off of that one base. So we essentially give you a little, even though off in the distance here, the Terrans are over here, the Dredgen are over here, and the Terrans have like 6 worlds, and the Dredgen have like 5. So you are really outclassed at the beginning, but because we kind of, as you escape, you get these technology bonuses. We make sure that if you play right, there's some good worlds and good traits. By the time you are facing the Terrans, you should be a match for them, but it's still a bit of a challenge. But that's kind of the main premise of the game. I don't want to give the whole thing away.
Okay.
Do we have any questions yet?
We do have some questions. Let's see. One of them is there an ETA for the fix to the pirate ship bug?
That has been fixed. And it was a really stupid little thing that happened when we did DLC 2. Something just got tagged wrong. Okay. And because it didn't actually break anything, it was still operating correctly. The only side effect was if you picked pirate, you wouldn't get the hulls anymore.
Gotcha.
So you were getting the DLC hulls, and if you did, so anyways, it was a stupid little thing, but it didn't get caught because technically nothing was wrong. But once I actually got a report from the forums of what it was, and I looked into it, I was able to fix it really quick. So yeah, that is in 1.3.
Excellent. And there is a question regarding if it's going to be on sale. The DLC will be on Steam sale soon. Eventually, at some point, I'm sure it will be.
Well, yeah, we all, yes. It's not my call when sales are.
Right.
But yes, everything goes on sale.
At some point or another. It's Steam.
Yep.
And then to answer that question, no, I am not Paul's wife. That is Kristen. I am Christy.
Kristen is, yeah.
I'm not that lucky.
That was very sweet and a little bit creepy. If I was a guy, if I was a girl and you were a guy, that would have been creepy.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
But
I was trying to be flattering instead of going
I'll
the
take
direction
it. I'll take it. I should be
the
graceful.
Lucky one or something. And then a question
Oh,
on
crap.
ETA.
Ah!
Oh no!
See, hence what I was talking about. Oh, actually, I might be able to take this guy. It's a small, and these two are mediums. Yeah, I might win this, but these things are nasty. Oh, yay!
Boom!
Yeah, okay, so I survived.
There is a question on any ETA on the release of the tech tree editor and or scenario editor.
Not really. I'm going to be doing a lot of cleaning up of all that as we move in kind of out of DLCs and start working on the expansion. So we'll probably get it out then once I'm happy with its cleanupness.
Cleanupness.
Because they're so dev tool things, it's hard to release them without, oh, you didn't know that all you got to do is cut and paste this from here to there. And I know that modders don't really care, so I don't have to make it perfect, but I do need to be confident that it won't instantly have players breaking the game. I need to make it so that it's easy for you to make a scenario or easier for you to make a tech tree, but also not easy for you to break existing tech trees or scenarios.
Right.
So that is, and it just honestly just hasn't been, we just haven't had the time to work on that.
Okay. There is a question a little further up that I can't quite follow, but you might be able to follow because it requires what seems to be some specific knowledge. But somebody says, I made a post in the thread announcing the dev stream with more detail about this. Can one of you guys give me a hand using the on tech age reached on event type as global trigger or global faction M mod with a modifier so I can apply it to single player? I've had a lot of trouble getting it. I don't know.
I would actually need to look at the XML that he is writing and what he's trying to do with it. On tech edge reach, that's a scenario trigger. You could probably use it in a mega event, but I don't think you could use it in just as on this tech age. This happens. It would have to be in a scenario. But that's about all I can tell you with that, with just that details.
There's apparently a post on the forum about it, so.
Okay, I'll try and take a look at that.
Okay. And then Larsen X asks, 1.4 has been stated to be about improved AI. Can Paul give us his ideas on what he wants to fix or improve?
Oh, God. We have so many things. We want to get, first off, on the low-hanging fruit, we want to get some better diplomacy. Like, there's a lot of exploitable diplomacy in the AI right now.
Okay.
And simple things like not being able to order, and request people to get off your lawn and things like that. So those are kind of low-hanging fruit. But mostly, and Alan and I have been talking about this, we want to get the AI to be building better fleets, managing its planets better, managing its resources better. We want the AI we essentially want the AI to be smarter and behave smarter.
Right.
And that's like our big priority, aside from like the simple things like the diplomacy stuff.
Right.
So, it's annoying when the AI, sometimes, although we fixed a lot of this in 1.3, but it's still not perfect, where if there's a ship there and the AI goes, oh, I'm not powerful enough to attack you, right? But I'm also, but we're also at war. But I'm also not powerful enough to attack you. But this guy is, so I'll send for this guy to come and attack you, and then I'll just sit here. And that's, in the code, it's like, well, okay, don't waste yourself on this guy if you can't fight him. But what ends up happening is they'll sit there, and then you fly up and you kill the ship that's sitting there. And even though the AI might be planning a giant death fleet to come and get you, it makes the AI look stupid because that one little ship just sat there. So those are little things like that are surprisingly deep in the code that we want to spend time polishing.
Okay.
Mostly just making the AI smarter in general. And I did it. Oh, look at that. I am so lucky. They could not reach me. So about one last thing about this. I guess I should probably jump out of this and go to a soak or something. This scenario, if you play it in like a traditional way, is probably about a 200 turn game. Last night I did it in like 230, and although that was because I screwed up and the AI flanked me and started taking out one of my bastions right when I was like, oh, I'm smart. I know where everything is. Okay, so here's a little hint of one of the greatest things about this, the funnest things about this expansion is, or this DLC is that this comes with the scavenge ability, and the Snathi have the scavenge ability. So I just beat this guy, and if you have, by default, it's a 25% chance to scavenge a ship. Now, if you look at the ship, it's got 13 hit points, so that's not so great. But I got to recover, so I got to move him off and get him healed up. But now I have this large ship that I just won. I actually have had a couple times where I scavenge a ship, turn around and shoot another ship, and I scavenge that ship, and it is very awesome.
Nice.
If you go into the Snathi tech tree, they have this scavenge. Where is it? Recovery branch, and one of the techs in recovery is scavenging. And if you go up this and you get all the way to ultimate scavengers, you could get to a 90% chance of scavenging. So almost every battle you'll scavenge a ship, and that is really fun. It at one point it was a little easier to scavenge, but it was just so overpowering.
Right.
But it's a really fun ability, and that comes with the Snathi in general, not just with this race. I'm not with just the campaign.
Gotcha. You got some other questions rolling in, it looks like. Let's see. I still can't scroll from shipyard to shipyard, says Eris Child. You promised that once. Any ETA?
I did promise that. And
you making promises, Paul?
I made promises, and that is something that really should be easy, but we always get distracted by people who yell louder about other things. We need to get that in. We do. On the bright side, I did get you a shipyard-only list on the main screen, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. But yes, we'll get that in. It's just one of those things where it's like, because it's not game-breaking, it falls between the cracks.
Right. And then Larsen X asks, one more. There have been posts about having the entire game economy revamped to be similar to GalCiv II. Do we have a change coming to how economy works?
Not really, no. Oh, hey, this is... Oh, never mind. I just realized that I'm playing a sandbox game as a Snathi. Like, this is a different planet. There is... No major changes overhaul. We are the big thing that everybody's going to hate is we are getting rid of the planet, the governed slider.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's going to be very mad at us and yell at us. So this is going away. What we're going to do is we're going to make these governors a little bit better, and we're going to add a focus down here, which is maybe what you're hearing is, because we had that in GalCiv II. We're essentially going to have a focus, so you can focus your planet, but you won't be able to micromanage the per planet slider. And this is for two reasons. One is for to even the playing ground a little bit, because it's too easy to min max, and therefore hardcore players feel obligated to manage each planet individually, which is a micromanagement nightmare. And I know, well, if I want to micromanage my thing, I should be able to, but it's just too much of a problem. It also makes it really hard for the AI. And if we let the AI do it to that extent, it can do it actually to the point where it'll feel like it's cheating, because the AI can literally just go every turn. Am I building something? Nope, I'm 100% here. I'm 100% here. I'm 100%, and bounce it all over the place. And that would be, so it's like if we change the AI behavior to play the way the hardcore humans do, it will really be problematic. It will really make the AI play erratically and probably be too powerful, which at this point I'm all for it being more powerful, but it doesn't solve the micromanagement problem. So we're getting rid of that. We're putting the focuses back. We want people to really consider this their primary way of governing and spending, which is how I play and how most people play. But the hardcore people, once they learn about the planet sliders, they spend all their time there. So that is what that's the only substantial change that's going to be coming. and then the rest is just AI and diplomacy improvements. A couple little, we'll sneak in a couple little things here. Hopefully I can get that damn arrow added to here, which probably is like a 15-minute task if somebody could actually get around to it.
Right.
So that would be that. I'm going to spend some time refining the tech trees and stuff. But yeah, our main focus right now is just AI and better behavior.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Somebody asks, Creature of Existence asks, could we get a way to delete custom ship parts? I'd like to have an update on the Neon also, if it will be a finished version instead of the unfinished version.
The Neon?
It says he amends, it means a bit for me as its designer. Adam should have those files.
Oh, yeah. What's funny is that, I will, I'm going to, there's a task actually for that for Brandon to get those in. I will talk to him. He's been really busy working on a new set of ships.
Gotcha.
So it's a little distracting. So I will try to get that in. The problem is I know he's really upset that we have the wrong one, but the one that's in there is really cool. So that's why it's hard to complain. What I might end up having to do is put both of them in because I like the other one too.
Because you like them both.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nazalis asks if they'll be able to mod that slider that we were just talking about back in.
Not really, no. I actually briefly considered making it like a debug command, but like I said, it's just really, it was not a good idea. It was one of those things where it's my favorite exploit, but
right.
it's too much.
And they're full of questions today.
Yeah, a lot of them are the same thing. Why are you doing this? But hey, look at that.
Zapgun for Hire says, Paul, you recently seemed open to the idea about allowing buildings to upgrade more than one level in a turn. Any further thoughts on this? Allowing this will help cut down upgrading planets in the mid and late game.
You mean like, so I have micro, I have the third factory up. I want it to instantly go up to there. I don't remember talking about that. I don't really see the point of it since they auto build.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess because I mean, if I put down a factory, it's gonna upgrade to a mega factory. If I have mega factories, it's just gonna go up through the process 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Hey, this is actually kind of fascinating. I didn't know I could do this. Watch the AI build out the planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
This is pretty good. He actually did a pretty good job here. It's a bread basket. So it's like, I get a big food bonus. Yeah. So it goes, I've got a food and growth bonus. So I'm going to build a lot of farms. So you have all these farms. And then he's got it's pretty good. Good job, AI.
Oh, Zapgun adds, the point is that it takes far fewer turns to upgrade all of his buildings. You can do it in 10 turns instead of, say, 50 turns.
Yeah, maybe. I'll think about it. There's got to be a reason why we don't, and I don't want to try and defend something that I'm not really, I haven't really considered in a while. So
right.
Yeah, he probably has a point. The problem is right now, at least on early games, I mean late game on a big map, things actually end up being too cheap. So once we're going to be adding I've talked about this several times now, but we're actually finally getting it in. A habitable planet modifier for tech cost and build cost and all these things. Mm-hmm. So like on a giant map, the game you won't be able to go through the entire tech tree at the same rate you could as on a small map.
Right.
So once that is in, we will then reevaluate the flow of how quickly things build. And in that case, it might actually be worth it to relook at that. Yeah. But right now, I'm more concerned about the overall flow of the game than essentially the upgrading process on individual planets.
Okay. And let's see. There's some other up a bit. Let me find those. Ronan the Wizard asks, any plans to modify the large empire penalty?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I thought we already did. That is one of the things that will be affected by the planet modifier. Because right now it's like on a small map, it's nothing. The large empire doesn't equal out to anything. And on a huge map, it's punishing. So, yeah, that's one of those things where we will be changing that.
Okay.
And also, we're going to make it so that there's an improvement that makes a planet immune to it. So that'll help with that, too.
Let's see.
My Snathi are sure trading a lot for a bloodthirsty bunch of squirrels. Why aren't you killing people? Oh, there was also a bug that we fixed where if you were really unlikable, the AI would like you more.
Are you
I
serious?
think that people were reporting that. We're like, you're crazy. That doesn't make any sense. And then when you looked at the math, there was like one little thing where it's like, where it did a check and it only ever happened because nobody ever goes, I really want to be unlikable. But I think players were like maybe using it as an exploit.
Right.
To make the AI like them. And so we didn't really hear about it. And then a few people reported it and we're like, holy crap, you're right. So that has also been fixed to 1.3. So now if you pick unlikable, people aren't going to like you. So, yeah.
That's pretty funny, actually.
What's these guys good? All right. Any more questions?
Let's see. A name I don't even think I'm going to try to pronounce asks, the tech cost / research cost thing Paul just mentioned by map size, can we have that configurable based on the tech age the tech falls in rather than a sledgehammer sized global thing for all of it?
Well, techs are already weighted by age. So so this would just be on top of the existing curve. So I don't think you would actually get it won't be, hey, wait a second.
What the?
Oh, wait, that is a major. This is the artifact. This is one of the mega events, but I was like, what is this happening? And I thought it was happening to a minor, but they are a major, so that's legit. That's legit. Yeah, so it will already have a curve, and it'll be by habitable planets. And so, yeah, that should work out. It won't be, it's not going to be like crippling. A cheap thing will still be cheap, but it'll be relative to the size of the galaxy.
Wait. Somebody's asking a question about how much better does the game run on a 6-core with HT compared to 4-core with HT?
It really comes down to your memory. I mean, 6 cores is obviously going to help because we'll use all the threads you can throw at us. But really, the thing that really boosts the game's performance right now is memory. And the more memory you can throw at it, the better. Because then it's less swapping and instancing, and also it's the more things could be on the map, more game objects can exist without slowing down the that's kind of cool. I never noticed that did that little strobing light.
Frank remarks that the new ship list doesn't tell you the ship status, idling, moving, etc.
That is true. Does the mouse over? Oh, look, this bug is still here. Mara. Maybe it's just because I'm soaking. Maybe it doesn't actually do that, except for if you're soaking.
Now, the noob over here is going to ask a question. When you say soaking, what do you mean? For my sake.
What I'm doing here, where I just let the AI play itself. This was a soak test, essentially, is where that term comes from.
Okay.
So the problem is when you soak, you're really cheating to some degree or another.
Okay.
So the AI is doing things that it's skipping things, it's automatically responding to things. Oh, it looks like the Snathi are going to die, and I'm the Snathi. So, well, maybe not, but the Terrans are definitely on a bender.
Rude.
So, yeah, that's a good point. I thought we had it in the tooltip.
Oh, really? Okay.
But the primary goal of the change was to get fleets together. And I guess we could have an idle. It's not a bad idea. I don't know where I'd put it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could actually just have it like gray out if it's idle or something. I don't know. I'll think about that. It was more important for us to get these get things grouped so that people could manage their fleets than it was to be able to track what each individual ship is doing. Mm-hmm. But I'll look into it.
Okay. And then Zap Gun for Hire asks, besides commanders and espionage, can you tell anything about what might be coming in the first expansion?
We just had a meeting about it. The only thing that I'm really comfortable talking about is we will have a more substantial campaign.
Oh, cool.
Because the Crusade is all about the, Terrans getting out of Earth and wreaking havoc on the galaxy. So we'll probably have more, I would say maybe, 8 missions or maybe even more deep campaign. We'll have new things. I'm not going to really talk about that. We're going to be focusing on, I don't know. The resources are going to get a big change.
Right.
Star bases, mining, asteroid mining, things like that are going to get a big change. But we're not going to. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's still up in the air. Really, we have a big list of things we want to do, and we have to kind of divide them up amongst the next 2 years of things. So there's not even any guarantee that commanders will be in, or at least commanders as I described them earlier, will be in this expansion. Something like that will be, but it will be a different. For sure, we'll probably put in, I'm trying to think of easy things that I've promised that we'll put in experience for ships. Things like that. But yeah, we're not, I'm not comfortable talking about it yet because it's still changing. And I get yelled at already for during dev time, you said this was going to be in the main game and it wasn't. And I don't want to essentially repeat that. We want to be sure what's going to be in before we actually announce anything.
Zapgun for Hire also wonders, will the base game still be getting patches after the expansion comes out?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it'll be essentially what we're going to do is we're going to anything that is fixed in the expansion will be that is a bug will go into the older build, but there'll essentially be a second EXE, and you'll be able to go, do I want to play Classic or do I want to play Crusade? And so there'll be 2 different EXEs. So we won't be breaking the old game, but so if there's something, if you really want your Planet Sliders back or something, you can go do that. But if you want the more refined experience, you'll play a different EXE.
Okay.
Who's this? Oh, that's the radio.
If you have any remaining questions, guys. Wow, I can't talk today. It's Friday. Now would be the time to ask
look
them
at this.
because we're
Is
going to wrap
working.
pretty soon. Ooh.
Their influence is spreading like crazy. Turns out that means they're... Oh, it's not that big of a boost. At one point, I had the artifact giving 1 point per turn.
Oh, really?
I kind of wish I'd left it at that. Maybe I will. Right now, I think it's half a point per turn.
Sorry, somebody's sneezing here and it's very loud.
It's all right. Anything else?
On the unicorn adjacent front, is there any chance modders will get the ability to do XML interjection modifications based on match criteria?
Wow. I'm not even sure exactly what they meant, so I'm going to say no.
I'm not sure either, Paul. I have no idea.
I'm not quite sure.
Can we get an option for slower research?
Yes. Well, you already have one.
Oh.
You could. That's the. Here. Oh, if I exit this while I'm soaking, it'll crash. So let's not do that. So,
They said even slower.
Oh, even slower? Well, like I said, that goes back to the galaxy size modifier. Mm-hmm. So maybe, but essentially right now, I'm not going to change any of that till we have the galaxy size modifier in, because hopefully that will take it's maybe it's like, oh, I want it really slow, but I like to play on large maps or huge maps, where slow is not slow enough. But then you go to a tiny map and you go to slow, and slow is glacial. So that's one of the things where we have to balance.
Okay. And then Smite78 asks, when's ground combat getting update?
By ground combat, you mean invasion? Probably not until the expansion. We think we finally got something really cool, but it's beefier than something we want to do as a patch, and or even really would be realistic to do as a patch. So that will be an expansion one. That is something that will definitely be an expansion one. I'm allowed to say that. Okay. Is new invasion system.
Larsenix asks, can we please get more Margarita Night diplomacy responses? Please? You want to explain this one to me, Paul?
Yeah, no, that would be cool. We actually, I want to spend some time on, and now that we're kind of settling down and I think the main patch frenzy is over, we'll probably be doing a little more flavor text and fun stuff like that.
Oh, good. And then a couple quick ones before we go. Could we get extreme planets as home worlds when choosing planets for our Civ?
I mean, you could mod it already. Like if you gave yourself if you made a map or something, you could do that. The problem is you really need the tech to use it. So, like, say you're playing the Yor, you could start on a water world or something.
Right.
But it would be too powerful, really, to let somebody have like full extreme world unlock too early in the game, because the whole point of them is to push colonization back into the Age of War. So, like I said, you could mod it. I think that just letting people just pick it would actually create more problems than you would expect. Like, say I'm the Yor and I can do Barren Worlds, but I get the Barren World penalty of 50%. That's my home world.
Right.
So now I've got to give the Yor a class 20 world for them to get the same production ability on their starting world as everybody else gets.
Right.
And then all they do is research one tech and boom, they've got a class 20 world. So it would be quite a balancing challenge. So I don't see us doing that anytime right away, but you never know. It could be a fun race trade or something like that.
And we'll take this last question. When is Unstable Worlds coming in? Or when are Unstable Worlds coming in?
That's just an idea that will probably sneak in at some point, but we have to make sure it's a real fun gameplay dynamic instead of just a fun thing.
Alrighty then. Well, I think that's good for now, unless you have anything that you want to add, Paul.
No. Make sure you get the patch, and if you like the Snathi, make sure you get the DLC when it comes out. And if you like scavenging things, you'll like that. And then, but make sure you get the patch. And if you like the game, please go give us a review on Steam.
Yes.
Or any other place that they review things.
If you haven't already, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and if you haven't seen it already, I know that Island Dog put it in earlier, but go check out our Facebook with the video of Derek fending off a little invasion of his own last night here at Stardock HQ.
Bat.
So yes,
I saw that, and I didn't have sound on. I'm like, Derek says I'm not alone at Stardock, and I'm like, what is he doing? He's just walking around, and then all of a sudden this bat comes flying down. Yes, we have bats in our belfry.
Spencer and I cut a video together for that.
Did he ever find it? Do we know where it went?
We are told that it flew safely out a window, hopefully. Now,
okay.
We will find this out later tonight.
We don't live in, like, bat territory.
No, we don't.
It was a really weird, why a bat? Why would there be
all things. Like, okay, a bird in the window, sure, but a bat? So that was pretty fantastic. So go check us out, and we'll see you guys sometime next week. And don't forget the DLC is coming out soon, so make sure you get that.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. All right. That went relatively